again, we're moving as we keep moving into that June
Gemini
period,
energy.
and we move into the Cancer energy next, of course, and that's house of home life.
And if Cancer is just, full of family and everything,
Exactly.
isn't it? It's all of that.
So, again,
June 21 to July 22, it's the 4th house. So there's the little house in your 4 walls, getting there.
I would also say to people, as we come into this
Emotions,
Christmas,
here's the 6, right? The 6 will start here at the crown and it'll come down through the room through the sacral and come around and go into the belly button where we're joined to our mother through the cord, the umbilical cord.
Perfect, yeah. But also...
that's our emotions, the womb, all of that.
Birth,
life
creation,
force energy.
Life. Coming into Christmas this year,
Yin and yang.
Be aware of people around you and their emotional state. And if you feel somebody, around the Christmas time is not them normal selves, take some time out to go and talk to them. All right? Really important. Every Christmas, it's one of the toughest times of a year when everyone seems to celebrate and there are lots of people that don't. And they can't for a variety of reasons.
I'd like to change the whole meaning of Christmas. I don't really...
Go back to what it was originally done for. All right. So then we're looking...
but anyway, that was May. We don't want to confuse them. We're talking about December.
No, I'm talking about
heading into it.
I'm talking about this December.
Yes.
This December coming
that we're in now.
That we're coming into now. That, that's what I'm talking about.
Right. Well, that'll set the standard for the rest of the year, won't it?
Well, it sort of does.
I want to do Thanksgiving. I'm going to have a little November Thanksgiving. I'm doing that.
All right, so we've covered the numbers for... no, we've got to look at June.
We're going to June now. It's the 6th month. Here we go. And, of course, we have Cancer from June 21st to July 22nd, and it's the 4th house of home life. Cancer people love their little home. They love their home life, their family and things, It's not always easy, and it brings up a lot of... 6 is a number of relationships and situations. June is the 6th month.
Yep.
Relationships, situations you find yourself in regarding people and the world at large, how it affects you. It's also 6, lucky 6, roll the dice, so then you can go out and have a big spend up to get everything done before the 30 June contributions time from the... TAX department.
Yep.
So,
the department that we have.
Put it all together. See, this is the thing. You can stretch all this. You can utilise everything, all the numbers around it. Play around. Do what you want.
Intuit it.
Don't be stuck in anything.
Yeah. Don't allow it to happen. So, are you going to... So, we're moving into there. So, we're looking at Cancer.
Yes.
So, the card I've drawn for Cancer is 3, and it's the Mother Goose card. So as we move into that Cancer, which is June, July, it's about looking at the bigger picture, and in this case, knowing that we've got spiritual people looking after us. We're looking at the balance between the egg, the life, the planet, the moon, the conditions that we float through. So again, it comes back to home. And home is where the heart is and where the space is. But don't be afraid to ask for help from Mother Goose in this case. Heart
and half of the home. You just put an extra heart.
Put a bit on it. Yeah, absolutely. And so again, a lot of communication comes in around this and being very natural in the state that you're in. So come to those months next year in the June, July, be very real about where your opportunities come from. Be open to that communication that we've been talking about, and ask your spirit people for help to get you through the situations, because we know, Mother Goose was delivering the eggs, and what do the eggs represent? Birth, change, creation, newness, conception coming together to create what might move forward. And so that's how I see that card, and of course it's a 3. So it's mind, body, spirit again. It's the balance, the trilogy that we're looking for. Mother Goose is the symbology of nursery rhymes. It's always the book of Mother Goose and nursery rhymes. She sort of oversaw everything as the mother does, doesn't she? As the mother does, yeah, exactly. I've drawn a couple of cards for this one. I feel that are appropriate. So during the time of Cancer, and with the card that Anthony's drawn, and being in the 6th month and the 4th house of the zodiac,
this is important for in your home, in your physical body, in your own life, in your home, in your community, in relation to you and the world and everything going on. And, Mother Goose is riding her goose through the sky.
Exactly.
Right?
It's above it. It's between
She's doing her thing.
Mother Earth and Grandmother Moon. There's the intuition versus the Earth.
So, there she rides. And this card says, I claim my own power and I lovingly create my own reality. Well, if you can go riding a goose through the sky, that's exactly what you're doing. Don't let anyone hold you back. Create your home. Create the hearth of the home. That makes me think of Hester, the goddess. The mother energy.
Yep.
I ask for more understanding so that I may knowingly and lovingly shape my world and my experiences. Perfect. And I express, therefore, and then I'm able to ride my goose and express my creativity. My unique and creative talents and abilities flow through me and are expressed in deeply satisfying ways. My creativity is always in demand. That's
what it's all
what's
about.
happening.
Yeah.
And then we get halfway through a year, a 12-month cycle of a year, a solar year.
And it's putting change into what you're going to create out there in that space. So, again, for everybody, it's going to be an important month to tie in where you see yourself going and that connection between Mother Earth, Grandmother Moon, Grandfather, Father Sky. And so again, depending on which way you want to look at it, it's all really important. It's all there. So
and when we add the June to 2024, the 6th month becomes a 5. So the changes that you started creating in the month or so before that really start to make themselves felt. Call upon the angels when you want to make change. They will help you.
Perfect.
Look at it from different angles.
Different angels. Angles and angels.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're moving into the 6th Virgo.
Yes. No, Leo.
I forgot Leo.
Don't skip over Leo. My goodness. Now,
you'll hear them
there
roar.
are no. Yeah, exactly. There's no mistakes there about anything that happens. So that was said for a reason. Don't overlook Leo. Leo, don't be overlooked. That's why they have, their wild hair, their mane, their prowess. Is that the word? Everything like that. You can't be overlooked, Leo. So don't actually think you're going to be. Don't overdo it. Just be your natural, amazing self, and you will be seen, heard, and realised.
And have the courage to be seen and heard
and
realised.
Yes.
So that's the really important thing.
Yes.
So the card I've drawn for Leo,
which is romance. The house. It's the 5th house of romance and self-expression.
Well, that's
who am
perfect.
I? Loving myself.
Absolutely.
Look
at this card.
5
of Hearts is come up. Now this card's brilliant because it's got the mermaid sitting on the tortoise, or the turtles, the big ones, the sea turtles. There's a star in the background and a boat going through. There's a lot of emotional stuff. So I want to say to all our Leos out there in that month, and of course everybody else, there's going to be a lot of emotional stuff coming up around that time. And by allowing ourselves to understand what those emotions are and how they're doing it, which means opening the heart box and seeing how that feels. And so let's take it out a step further, connect into, again, the star, the moon, the intuition, the whole bit, but find self outside of that emotional space. And that's really what the mermaid's doing. She's not in the water, she's on the beach with the sea turtles, opening up the chest, and the chest, then that's the old wooden style chest. There's wings with a heart and a star in it. So it really is, get out of your emotional stuff, get into the real stuff, open it up, search for yourself. And again, the 5 of Hearts is that cycle of movement forward. You might not always like the way you are emotionally, and you can change it, and it is a shift. Yes,
it's not about controlling your emotions, but it's about not allowing your emotions to control you. That's the important thing for Leo.
Yep.
At all times, but especially in this year. And therefore your true self-expression can come through. It's the 5th house, as I said.
Of course, which is a 5.
Yes, and it's about romancing yourself. The mermaid's sitting on a rock. She's got the treasure chest box she's found there. She's drawn the star and treasures coming out. that symbolise her, the heart with the dove with the bird wings, which means there's balance and it's yin yang energy
and that's
within
what the
her.
two sea turtles represent.
And there's
and
two sea turtles, yes.
The thing I like about that is the two sea, I keep going back to these cartoons that happen in life, and you see all these sea turtles and they're just so chilled, dude. They're just cruising along with the current. Well, this is sometimes you've got to get out of the current and get back into a physical land space and just be in that moment.
Yes.
Still chilled and cool and accepting of who you are.
Exactly. Well, hence, not letting your emotions control you. Oh, here comes Benny to say hello. Going to draw a card, Benny?
I don't think he'll draw a card, but that's okay. It's good having Benny in the space.
It is. Well, the card I've drawn is all that is perfect because it says all my relationships are harmonious. When we create harmony in our minds and hearts, we will find it in our lives. The inner creates the outer always. Big message for Leo. We're now up to the most important star sign, Virgo.
Virgo. Virgoian.
Virgoian. That's me.
Virgoian. All
Virgo.
right.
August 22. No, sorry. I messed that up. You better edit that. August the 23rd to September the 22nd. Virgo is the 6th house of the zodiac, right across from Pisces. So often Pisces emotional stuff comes into Virgo. 6th house of wellness and daily routine. And, all these things...
Daily routine. We just got interrupted by
the
Benny
dog, yeah, which is his
routine.
Because whenever I sit in here with a client, he comes in after a certain amount of time, says, get up, stretch, or it's finished. That's his thing. But for Virgo, wellness and daily routine, often us Virgos have a lot of unwellness, not literally, but thoughts of it. Mm-hmm. We get caught up in it. It could be psychosomatic. And things like that. That is our sensitivity, wellness and fear of not being well and all that stuff, I can tell you honestly, and our daily routine. So with all these things that we've said, house of career, networking, long-term spirituality and unconscious, as you go through what the many meanings of the houses of the zodiac, of each zodiac, I don't want to say it's your vulnerable point. It's not just your strength. It's actually first and foremostly a vulnerable point to look at and work with so that it becomes a strength.
Yep, I can understand that,
right?
because it's about
Virgos
about moving around,
Virgos and Pisces are other of them, and they're, as I said, it's just an example because they're straight across 6th house, 12th up in the thing. Should not read medical books. Don't use Dr. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's that sort of thing.
Yeah. And how many times do we hear that? People go and misdiagnose themselves
or get into fear.
In the famous words of kindergarten cop, it's a tumour. And it's like, no, I haven't got a tumour.
Well, that's a Virgo thing. Oh my God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it's about mountains out of molehills. So what all these things are, as we read through the through the houses of the zodiac, the meanings, realise it's a vulnerability that you have to release all fear from, or release from the fear of it, release yourself, right?
Yep.
Vibrate differently so that it'll let you go in order to make it a strength. My strength is wellness, which I do a lot of affirmation and healing and meditation on.
Yep.
Wellness and my daily life routine. That went out the window, but
hey, it's what
that went out, but it was in another life, my routine. Now I'm free from routine. Actually, I'm pretty free from it.
Well, that's good, because there's change
coming. I have certain things, but I'm not ruled by it, and I don't go by time on the calendar.
All right.
Oh,
now the card I've drawn for this is going to be the Ace of Wands. It's all about embracing change, starting new ideas and new beginnings. It's moving forward.
This Virgo's in new
beginnings. There's a lot of heart space. It's a lot of communication. So as we get into those months next year, which is, what are we talking about?
Virgo is here. It's the
August
ninth month, and it comes to an 8.
So again, change, new beginnings.
I didn't say August came to a 7.
You can't see the stalks there. But
we're doing August. What month are we looking at?
We're looking at August.
August, yeah. I was just in September because it's my birthday. That's all I care about.
That's
we're looking about August into September, so we'll edit that, okay?
Yep. So
the 8th month of August, which August 8th month is so Leo. The 8 is always symbolised often on the cards in the tarot by the lion, as you know, the strength card. And with the 8th year in 2024, 8 and 8 is 16, and 16 is a karmic 7. So August in 2024 will bring forth that which you need, the blessings, the lessons and the blessings, right? It'll bring forth the blessings that you need to move forward and to heal and to do everything that we've spoken about, you know, preparing then for the 9th month, because it will be, as it's the 8th month, it's about healing and preparing yourself ready for a time of completion to come, because September will bring completion as the 9th month. So I hope you're all with me on that.
So and that's where the 1 comes in, because you're going through completion to start a new cycle.
Yes, exactly.
Interestingly enough too, when you look at
where
the
you've got, so what is
wand,
this? The wands, yes.
Ace of Wands, which is
energy,
around work.
New energy,
change, but
vitality.
It's cycling like the 8.
It is. It's doing the
it's doing the
helix,
wraparound,
the DNA, the helix up there.
So lots of change, a lot of communication needed. So it's going to take strength. It's going to take help for you to move.
Well, you'll
into
be
a new
helped
position.
because these fairies are doing the weaving.
That's
It'll be
correct.
done. My will be done. Don't hand it all out and say thy. It's got to be my will be done.
Absolutely, because it's all about the self.
But your absolute spirit helpers there are already doing everything their part of it for you, so that you can just rise up.
Yep, and be wrapped.
Open, ready to blossom for springtime if you're in the southern hemisphere.
That's it. So
and we've got
really important card.
Yes. So as I said, it's the 8th month. It'll be a personal 7, come from a 16. So how do I relate? And how do I regard and how do I see myself in relation to what's going on in the planet, everything around me, my life? 7 is turn around, it's the Allen key. It'll open the gates of 8, right? So it'll give you some freedom and some strength ready to follow on,
move
to
on.
complete. And the cards are, I trust the process of life. Perfect.
Yep.
There is a rhythm and flow to life, and I'm part of it. Life supports me and brings to me only good and positive experience. I trust the process of life to bring me to my highest good. That's what very important affirmation to say as you go in the Virgo period and the August, ready to get into the September of that. Month-wise, zodiac-wise. Like, we're talking about everything together here. We've got months going on, zodiacs going on, the numbers of them all flowing together and big, you know, just creating a vortex.
And it's what creates the universe. It's everything. It's not just one thing. It's everything.
Chaos. Kabang. And from chaos comes beautiful order, divine order.
Let's bring on some more chaos. Or maybe not. Maybe we won't say it.
Well, we're in it. We'd have to bring it on. We don't want to bring it on because our fancy little hands muddy everything up. Divine chaos falls upon us and opens up under divine law, L-O-R-E. Our chaos ain't that good. That's the chaos where, actually, the chaos that's affecting us is man-created, not God-created.
Well, that's it, absolutely.
And that's why it's, you know, not the sort of chaos that we want. No. But it's what we've got. And here on this density, this third dimensional energy, and move the leftovers of that hasn't ascended, push it away. But that's not my chaos.
If you haven't gathered already, we talk over ourselves a lot. But that's okay. It's the chaos that we are. It's what we do.
That's it. We can understand us. Is this a personal video we're making?
No, this is just for you. All right.
Right. So we're coming into the 9th month of the year, which is September, and we've come through Virgo, and we're going to look from September 23rd into October 22nd, which is Libra. So from Virgo's sense of well-being and you know, finding a beautiful routine that actually suits yourself, right? That will lead you then into Libra's 7th house of partnerships. Once you've got yourself in action, you can partner up with people, with whoever and whatever situations, work, whatever it is. Think then the partnerships will
to
start
make out.
to flow and happen.
And it's interesting that
What is that?
It's the Two of Crystals.
Ah.
So Two of Crystals. And the thing about the Two of Crystals is we've got partners sitting on each side of a log, very natural, sitting above a crystal point. So it's a seesaw. Now, there's balance, there's family. It's about understanding that when we get into that month, we need to make sure we're doing our planning correctly for our financial future, and don't let one thing outweigh the other. It's got to be balanced. Now, as we move into that space, what we want to be doing, because there's the wise old owl sitting in the middle, is getting the right legal advice to move forward on any decisions you're making regarding financial changes in your life. So as we go into that September,
8 is all
October,
about wealth and money and the cornucopia of all abundance.
Everything.
So that's
Yep.
why this money sort of infiltration is really coming through as well.
Absolutely. And the 2 is about balance. And we talked about the 2 earlier, and 2, 2, and 2, and 4, and 8, and how everything's just
Even Stevens.
moving around. So as we get into those months of September and October, look to your finances, work out what you need to do to get them into balance so that they're even. And, we're talking, yin, yang, balance, getting it all together, and look at your financial decisions.
Your abundance.
And your abundance, and get legal advice if you're not sure.
Or you can't, or whatever. Yeah,
you just get legal advice.
Yeah.
Regarding your money. So get it
Because
balanced.
Libra is the scales.
Yeah. And it's also too
And it's
about
the 7th
balance
house.
between family and work and having enough for the future. So it really is going to be a balancing act to get everything
And
right.
7 can, it can be secret 7. We can't always see what's going on with it and understanding it necessarily. And it can feel quite, bring in an energy that we can feel judged or be quite judgmental or incarcerated, trapped. You might feel a little trapped at that time. You have to see your way out, which is always about getting advice, the right advice. It's the house of partnerships. So who do I go to? Look, it could be romance. It could be getting the right advice. It could be work. It could be anything, any facet of life.
It includes all
getting
of
the
them,
right connections.
Absolutely.
And this, we're talking about the month of September. So that logic comes in. It's the 9th month. It's a completion month. It comes to within 8 because in 2024, the 8 and 9 is 17, 8. So I'm finding my way, turning a key, and opening the door to my abundance. 8 opens the gate. So, see how everything's flowed, all numerically. They've all flowed and interacted to each other. And the card is, I am flexible and flowing. Oh, I'm flexible and flowing. I'm open to, and for Virgos, it's a little bit hard sometimes for us to be flexible and flowing. And so, Libra, perhaps even less. They sort of like that balance, to keep it in balance, the scales.
One way
so
or
we've
the
come out a little
other,
bit of couple of signs of and months of difficulty in maybe finding that financial flow, mental flow, spiritual flow, emotional flow. I'm open to the new and changing. Every moment presents a wonderful new opportunity to become more of who I am. I flow with life easily and effortlessly. So that's an important affirmation to take as we've headed into September through Leo and Virgo and 7s around the corner. We can't see. Where's it taking us? I don't know. You have to, and it's not about blindly going with the flow. It's being aligned with your own flow, the flow that is right for you, not just jumping in if that's not your right water. If that's not your river, don't hop in.
No, because you might
because
go
the
somewhere
rapids
you don't want to go.
take you.
Absolutely.
Mind you, in the flow is I'm in the flow is, well, it's got to be flowing, resonating with me. And I can't, and also remember that you can't change the course of strong water. It will flow where it wants. So if you're finding yourself in the rapids and you've got in the wrong river and you're feeling a little trapped, ask help to get you out. And that's my flow over there. I'll make my way over. I'll jump in my canoe and then I will go down, because we don't want to go upstream either.
No.
That's like without a paddle.
That's hard work.
So we're meant to hop in up here and flow down to where everything is waiting for us in a magical pool of good.
Love it.
Yes, so then we're going to move into talking about October. Now, I always say new beginnings begin in October, like we're in October now while we're recording this. Today's the last day of October.
Halloween, for some.
Halloween, yes, for some, except it's Beltane here, isn't it? The opposite side of the planet. Now, so as September brings some completion, things to be dealt with, hop out of, I was in the wrong boat, I'm getting in that one. Right, find my own flow, and then I'm going with it. October brings in new beginnings, okay? And of course, with 2024's 8 and 9, it comes to 8 and 1 come to 9. So in beginning, in ending, we begin, we end. Endings and beginnings, we're all, as we flow through anything, we're always in a crux. As we change through the months, the zodiacs, the numbers, there's always this crux point, I call it, that we're in.
Which is like
and also juxtaposition.
Oh, no, the
juxtaposition,
seesaw.
yeah, in the centre bit, you know. I don't want to be on either end of the seesaw, I'd rather be in the middle.
Yep.
So, you know, finding my balance.
Finding the balance.
So October will present itself with some, you'll feel that new energy coming in, and we come from Libra, and Libras are so, they have balance, perfect balance. The power of the balance from Libra will take you into Scorpio, which is the 8th house of intimacy and joint resources.
And that's really interesting because we're talking about the flow that we've got going here. And the card I've pulled for that month is basically the 4 of Swords on the river going downhill.
Oh, you're kidding.
So, no.
There we go.
It. So again, we're talking about the journey. And so when we start going through the October to November part of where the Scorpio's at, and what that's going to do for all of us next year is we have to allow ourselves to go on the journey, and we're allowed to have people help us as long as we're not got conflict in how they're helping us. So you want to get rid of conflict out of your life in that month, that period.
Release that judgment that's hanging around.
Exactly.
Be open and receptive.
Yep, because it's about
if it's not right, you don't have to do it, but take on what's being given.
So the white dove is the spiritual part of the journey.
Peace.
The rivers,
2 wings. The dove will only fly with 2 wings. Otherwise, it's one dove flapping. So there's that. Yeah, it's the masculine and the feminine in here.
Yeah.
The logic and the intuition, the masculine, and everything coming together, finding that balance from Libra, the scale. You know, we fly. Otherwise, we're flapping along like that. And we don't get anywhere.
And we don't get anywhere. And the whole point about this one too is the fact that on the barge, it's the natural timber. It's that journey. Is there are 3 other people all sort of helping to keep the barge where it needs to be and keep moving forward.
That's a raft.
That's a raft. Barge, raft.
A raft is a raft.
A raft is a raft. It's made of timber. That's
yes,
all
logs, all
happen.
tied together.
Right. So again, good communication in the month. Allow your direction to move forward. Anyone that's not aligning with you and where you want to go in your direction, that's not there to help you, then just allow them to just move off to the side.
Push them off the raft.
Or push them off the raft. I wasn't going to do that because what we've got here is
a partnership. A
partnership because we're in that house of partnership.
There might be too many on a raft.
Intimacy and joint resources. So again,
releasing what you no longer require, because as we come through September, the 9th month, it's releasing so that you've got room on the shelf for what you want. Keep what you want, polish the shelf and make room for new things. So if there's too many of you on the raft, too much going on, release what you don't need and you'll find the balance, and you'll get down the right river at the right pace, the right flow.
The right flow. That's the thing, at the right flow in the right direction without conflict. Because that's what the swords are representing, the conflict aspect of it.
Flick that con off.
So let's get rid of
that
and move on. So, where are we with a card for that?
That was Scorpio.
Yes.
Intimacy and joint resources. Yeah.
And flow into partnerships.
Don't want too much of it. Just make it so it feels right. You feel free to say, thank you very much, but not at this time.
Again,
we're right with what it here. Just what's aligned with will fit comfortably on the raft without it sinking, without people falling off or needing to be pushed off, or all that stuff. Think about it like that. And so October, so it's a beginning and a completion rolling through for greater energy and abundance and great joy coming in because it's leading, October will lead us into 2025. It's where we are now, looking toward the new year.
Exactly. And of
that'll-
course, what you're saying there is very much going with the flow. If you're in your flow, your natural flow, energetically, physically, spiritually, in your partnership, everything's going to work in that
In
space
your
for
flow.
you.
Not necessarily the flow, because that can be a flood.
It could be in your flow.
You know what happened then?
Yeah, exactly.
2 by 2 and that's it. Nothing else. Everybody else went. So with that, Scorpio, trust your inner wisdom. And Scorpio, use your shell as protection. Don't sting with your tail. Keep that stinger still. And remember that your softness and your vulnerability is your greatest strength. So don't not let it be seen.
But it's in their nature to sting. So
Yes,
it's really,
so that
it's,
because they're protecting, because Scorpios are one of the softest, mushy mellows inside, and yet on the outside they don't necessarily come across like that all the time.
because they've got
when
big
they want to get you.
nippers and they got a stinger.
Wear it, but don't make it a barrier or threatening. Show that vulnerability in that inner Scorpio. What's in there is gold. It says, I trust my inner wisdom inside the shell, my mushy bit, as I go about my daily affairs and I listen to my own guidance. My intuition is always on my side. Don't doubt yourself. Scorpio can be very doubting of yourself. I trust it to be there at all times and I'm safe. So you don't need to shell, you don't need to have your hard cover and your stinger going.
Yep.
Relax.
So again,
Take it off, put it on the sand there and have a little, wonder what a scorpion looks like without its shell.
I'm not
I
sure.
would like
I don't
to see
even
all
know.
this.
I don't know. That
I would
go
like
there.
to see see that. So
All right. So we now move into
the ninth house.
the ninth house, which is Sagittarius,
Sagittarius,
which would be me.
yourself. From November 22 to December 21, we've got another solstice there, haven't we? Because
Yes.
September was well, we've had remember that we've got the equinoxes, equinoxes and solstices. That's what I was thinking of when I thought of the quarters earlier on.
Yeah.
You know,
They all
so,
play a part in it.
you know, and remember 2112. That was a huge cycle. 21st of December in 2012. So that's always going to have that energy in that numeric.
That space, yeah.
So the ninth house of adventure and higher learning. Well, begin again.
Yep.
Here we go. Going through all that, it's like, hurrah, where are we going now?
And that's an interesting one, being a Saggy,
Ooh.
because adventure and learning is something that I love. Now, I drew the 5 of crystals out for this one, and that's really interesting because the 5 of
Look at it
crystals represents, you know, getting on top of, in this case, on top of financials. It's getting yourself sorted. So you've done all the hard work. So come next December, you should have done all the hard work in the meantime, and you got to a point where you've built yourself something lovely, and that's an inner self as well as a financial self.
Does it have to be
So,
hard work? Just the work.
Be work.
The
I say
work.
hard work from a point
Nah.
of view of that.
Let's
We're
make it
talking
easier.
about up in a tree. We're
Work
not talking
smarter,
about
not
easy.
harder.
Well, maybe that's the way to work.
Raising our vibrations.
That's what's up in
It
a
is
tree.
work. It's putting in the work. But let's not make it hard, because
Right.
then we get a sense that word gets into when our subconscious goes, oh, hard work. Because remember, the subconscious is stuck in a few old mindsets, which we have to change and work.
Absolutely.
Work on.
I'll work on.
So we'll work on the subconscious to say, oh, what work am I doing? I can do that. So if we keep out the word hard, that brings
make it work.
connotation that
So just
can
do
hold
what
us
she
back.
said and listen to what I'm saying. So that's how it works. See
Yes.
how easy. All right. So the understanding here is it's all about you've done the work, you've got yourself into a space where you're much higher vibration, you're happy, the emotions that have kept you back during the previous months is all now dissipating in the clouds in the background. You've got birds surrounding you, so again, you've got that magical sort of feeling of communication, getting on top of finances, really just what you've created is your own and it's beautiful. and that's how next November or
December.
January is going to play out.
Well, Francis over there, my crystal skull up there, he's laughing at us like mad. I think he needs to come down and say hello. So, as we're talking about Sagittarius, which goes from the 22nd of November to the 21st of December, 2112, etc., I might talk about November and December together, sort of. November is the 11th month, so it's always quite illuminating. And added to it's also a 2, and it's 11/2. And added to 2024's vibration of 8, it brings it to a 1, new beginning. So from October that we spoke about before and everything going on, letting that vulnerability show, take a breath, be at peace as we move into Sagittarius, which goes over November and December. From a 1, we begin again into a new cycle, new numerics, new thoughts, new actions, new vibrations, new responses, new actions, all that sort of thing. 1 and then 2, and then we'll be drawn through again, because December, the 12th month, will draw us into 2025, which is a 9, which is a real completion cycle. We are just living cycles within cycles.
Absolutely.
And so for Sagittarius, as we're doing the 2 months of it, I've got 2 cards. It says, the first one that's been sitting there for a while waiting for the right time says, my work is deeply fulfilling. Today I give my best to that which I do, knowing that when one experience is complete, how perfect is that, coming into a new beginning, I am led to even more fulfilling and rewarding experiences, which goes with that sense of adventure that is in the 9th house of adventure and higher learning. And it says, because I am beautiful and everybody loves me. I radiate acceptance and I'm deeply loved by others. Love surrounds me and protects me. And what a damn good ending to the 12 months of the year. What a good ending to the 12 months of the year and to the zodiacs as we work through. Ready to begin again.
Absolutely. And I keep thinking of Finnegan Begin Again.
I did too.
Yeah. So we're just
Finnegan Begin Again.
So hopefully you've enjoyed our little ramble about numbers and zodiacs and cards, and if you can make heads or tails of it, you're doing really well. But we are trying, and very. I was going to say that too. I was going to add it, but that's all right. So from us to you, have a lovely Christmas and New Year, regardless of how you want to spend it, your religious beliefs or anything else. Just enjoy it and enjoy what the year is going to bring you in 2024. And Shirley, thank you for your time as well.
Thank you.
All right.
It was fun.
Have a Supernal day, and remember, supernalmagazineaustralia.com.au. It's free, it's online. Share it with your friends and really enjoy what we're offering you as a different alternative look at the world. Ciao.
Bye.